Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Can you give me an extra commercial, please? I have a family emergency.
To the ISCA's super special edition tonight. We're going to be joined here at Daytona, the center of excellence, they say. I'm your host, co-host, actually, Big Al, and I got J-Lo somewhere down there. He'll be up here shortly, but in the meantime, in between time, welcome one and all. We're going to kick it off here tonight. Got a super exciting show going to be going on for you here tonight. Got ourselves about 100 laps under this Daytona sun. We'll get to that and many other things here momentarily. Hope everybody's having a gracious Thursday. I know I am. Let's go ahead and take a look at our point standings there while we go ahead and throw them up here. Warm-up in progress right now. Tonight, Vincent Crowe still sits atop the leaderboard. Vincent not in the field tonight. Sean Signori coming in second with Kenny Powell in third. Bacon Zelenka is going to be there in fourth place, and Randy Drumhiller fifth. Mark Sanchez is going to be in sixth with Jay Haney in seventh. Greg Wachinski in eighth place. Jose Medina ninth, and Jeremy Clapper Newell is going to round out the top 10. This actually being one of the last races here in this series before we actually switch over to what's going to be our post season. We'll be going into to actually, declare our champion overall here. Looking at the race tonight, Daytona Beach stages 21, 36, and 100. 4 sets of tires over the wall. Full range of about 40 laps, 80 degrees in the air, 84 degrees on the track. Wind's going to be out of the south at about 6 miles per hour under partly cloudy skies. That's what we got going on here. How's the weather where you are? Once we get Joe in here, I think we'll go ahead and roll through our picks. But meanwhile, we're just looking at the action we're not actually looking at the action. I'm looking at the action that's going on the racetrack. It's going to be definitely a good one here. Keys to the race, going to break those down. The first one, know when to ride and know when to push. That's going to be simple. It's going to be tricky tonight. We're going to have 13 cars in this field, so you're going to have to really kind of break that up. It's going to kind of limit us on the amount of lines and runs that we have here. Next is going to be finding your dancing partner and partners. You see that S right there, because when this thing starts, you kind of have your idea who you're taking with you. But as this thing comes to wind down there, those last 20 laps or so, you're going to have to grab who's around you. And that's going to be the key to that. And then the next one, avoid the big one. With a field of 13, that's definitely going to be the challenge for all parties involved. Hope drivers pack plenty of patience there, especially starting this thing off. Don't want to see the big one. Don't want to hear 3 wide. None of those words that's what we're looking for. Those right there are your keys to the race tonight. Sorry about that. Going crazy. She'll be with us momentarily here. As you're watching on your screen right there, you can see that last big run. This here is warm-up. Once warm-up is done, we're going to roll right into 5 minutes of qualifying. These 3 stages here tonight really going to break things up pretty good for you, I do believe. Especially the first one, I believe, is 23 laps. That's going to give you a chance to kind of get your legs stretched out, see what it brings. Guys are going to be very racy down there. I think we had a lot of guys coming into this field tonight that we actually haven't had previously running with us. I'm seeing that we got Andrew Griesbaum is back in that 78 Ford. Good to have him back on hand. Jay Collins also seems to be back. Jeremy Clapper-Newell, he's going to be down there running with us. Jacob's putting up pretty solid lap times there in qualifying, in warm-up, rather. Wait to see if these guys can all maintain that draft. That's going to be the key here tonight. You don't want to get left behind. As much as the drivers are not going to want to find themselves in a situation where they get out there and bite off too much, more than they can chew early on. You're going to want to, practice pitting, and the 45 goes high and wide to the outside. He's going to be sliding across the grass. And you got to practice that, man. You got to practice pitting. We're talking about that. We talk about that all the time. Driver show, pit for dough. Warm-up slowly coming to an end. Qualifying, getting ready to kick itself off. I'm excited. Make sure you like, follow, and ring that bell. All right, track status is officially changing now. Warm-up is complete. We're looking at the board to see who's coming actually up and on for qualifying. Qualifying at Daytona, pretty significant emotional event. I'm going to be watching these guys as they come out. The goal on that first lap is to get up as high as possible to that wall. We want to ride that ring around the outside, try to build up as much speed as you can. And then on your first lap, you want to bring it on down and stay about as glued to the yellow line as you possibly can.
Hey there, Big Al. How's it going?
Man, I'm sure glad you showed up to work.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, and sometimes meat space calls, my friend. And in this case, it did. And so I had to get done what I had to get done, but I'm here now.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm usually pretty good at talking to myself, just not on Thursday nights. Thursday nights, I kind of got to have somebody to hit the ball back to.
That's all right, my friend. Well, I'm here. I'm here now, and I'm glad to be here on the ISCA Super Cup Series. Looks like qualifying has already started, and thank you for getting things started for us here. Much appreciated.
Can I get a Super Cup Series?
Yeah, of course. It's Thursday night. Why wouldn't I give it the ISCA Super Cup Series?
Wait down. That's the one that pays the bills right there.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, definitely saw a lot of things going on there during the warm-up. I was telling the folks about it. Now we're venturing into qualifying. Was kind of giving them that qualifying line as we're watching Greg Wachinski now. You'll see him. Greg's going to skirt up. He's going to ride that wall. You're going to ride that wall all the way around. Till you come to your first lap, and then you'll see him. He'll drop down, and you're going to want to paint that yellow line.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was
watching do it.
Smooth transition there.
So the low line is the fast line here at Daytona? That's the way to go?
Yeah, so initially you're going to want to get up around the wall and ride that retainer just to get the buffer and the side draft to help the car get up to speed, because when you're in a single draft situation, that's going to be that's important. And then the rest is just pretty much the shortest distance around is going to be kind of hugging that line there, or staying off to the bottom of it. You'll see here with Greg, he's still kind of up in that middle groove right now. And quite a few cars out on the track right now qualifying. The 24 car Kenny Powell doesn't look like he was actually happy with what was going on in this situation. Mark Sanchez, first lap officially around the corner, actually, and that's the fastest lap on the board. Nope, short-lived, and these are gonna be short-lived. We're popping them in and out here.
Yes, sir. Here comes Powell right now, down off pit road, getting ready for his laps. Let's see how he does here.
With bacon.
Another time just popped up on the board. I think that was Jay Collins. Did a 50.45. We got Andrew Greasebaum, the 50.8.
Mark's still sitting in the catbird seat, though, holding firm with a 50.11 triple sticks there on the end of his 5-0. And I don't know. I think that might actually hold up. I'm looking around.
So far, yeah.
A couple candidates could bring him off, but he's actually been the fastest through practice as well. Man, isn't that going to be something? Mark's going to come off with his first pole. Last week he started inside pole, so he's going to be pretty excited to move it up a notch here tonight, especially if that time holds and he can roll off on the pole position. Just 57 seconds left in qualifying. I'm really not seeing anybody on the board that's actually going to jeopardize that, so I think we're going to go ahead and call that as a hold. What do you think, Joe?
I think it's a safe bet to call it at this point for that. Unless someone really, really just throws it around there in a way that we don't expect, I think that's a safe bet. That 1-1-1.
Well, looks like qualifying is actually officially going to be cooked in the books here, just about 30 seconds. So with that, we're going to go ahead and step away, give some honors to our nation, and we'll be back with the lineup and continued coverage of tonight's feature event.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Hey, we are back on the ISCA Super Cup Series, and we're ready to get things started here with the grid. Remember to smash that like button, the subscribe button, the bell, because we do this every Thursday, and we're going to be doing it for a little while longer. So let's find out who is going to be doing it right now as we get ready and break down the grid. First things first, Mark Sanchez is going to sit on the pole position tonight with Randy Drummiller in second. Bacon Zelenka is in third with Derek Jacobs in fourth in the second row. Greg Wycinski in fifth with Andrew Griesbaum in sixth. Jay Collins in seventh with Kenny Powell in eighth. Sean Signori in ninth with Jeremy Clapper Newell in 10th.
Yep. And that's going to put Paula Osen and Jay Honey in 11th and 12th. And rounding out this 13-car field is going to be my main man, David Gervais.
All right.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and let's pick our picks up.
Oh, perfect. Yes, that sounds like a great idea. I pick today Jay Collins. I believe that's who I picked today. I just had a good feeling about him during practice, and he ended up coming in about the middle of the pack for people who actually qualified, but I've got a good feeling about Jay Collins this week.
And this week I'm going to roll the dice and let them fall on an odd number, 7 or 11, and I'm picking the 43 of Paul Osen. He is my choice to head this thing off tonight. And what about you, Kobe, from the land down under?
Well, I woke up this morning and a little birdie came and visited me and told me that I should pick the 27. So I've done just that, and I'm going with the 27.
Derek Jacobs. All right. So there it is. A lot of love flowing there from the booth up here, Joe. I think we got ourselves quite some picks. Going to see how this one plays out. But once again, I know I'm probably going to be closer to right than you guys. But hey, that's just a burden of being a winner. Right.
Yeah, I gotta give it to you. It's good. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to you, Big Al.
Winners over here. Like my shrink says, honest God, true quote from my shrink. He says that I am seldom right, but never in doubt.
Oh well, all right. That's about the best way you could be.
That's why I'm like, hey, well, I'm gonna rock on with it, man.
Never in doubt.
No doubt.
That's why I've been watching a lot of King of the Hill, and that is definitely the Peggy Hill mentality. Seldom right, but never in doubt. That's an excellent way to put it.
Yeah, I don't rock down with the Hills like that. I don't know, that ball never landed in my yard. Does that make
sense? It didn't with me for a long time, and then I just sat down and said, you know what, I'm going to watch all of this bad boy, and so I'm working on it. I'm just looking forward to it. Then I'm going to balance it out with some more, with like some Metalocalypse, Boondocks, and Black Dynamite on the other side.
All right, I got you. I like it. I think I might even have to subscribe for that one myself. You know, what could go wrong?
Roger that.
Burn through a little Hank and Peggy Hill there. What's the boy's name they got over there? That one fathead fella, Timmy?
Bobby?
Tommy. Bobby. That's it. Timmy, Tommy, Bobby. It's Bobby. I like it.
It's a pretty fantastic time. So if I see any more connections between, as I've been going through it, if I see any more connections, I'll let you know for sure. But another fun thing to do if you are not watching iRacing is to enjoy some media like King of the Hill.
Yeah, I like it. Damn it, Bobby. I'm going to try that out.
That boy ain't right.
I've been on a Survivor binge here as of late.
Nice.
Burned through 37 seasons, I think, like in a couple weeks. The tribe is spoken.
That's a lot of Survivor.
Yeah, I think I watched like the first season and never really got into it, but now, hey, what else we got, right?
Exactly. We got all this media stacked up now that we haven't even worked our way through, and it's about time to work our way through it. So I'm fully on your side here, and here we are creating some more new media for folks to work their way through. Some of these drivers have really enjoyed it. They said going back and watching some of these races, and folks, remember, if you can't catch the whole race, this is going to be available to watch on YouTube at any time, so you can go back and enjoy it. We would love for you to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section or chime into the chat right now and let us know who your picks are for tonight's race.
Now, Joe, I've been here and I've been getting messages down there somewhere in the chat that I tell people, and nobody's telling me about the messages. So who gets the messages? Can we read them on the air?
Yeah, let me
The
see.
one-
I sometimes
the ones
I
that
got
are
to
good.
admit I have a hard time sometimes popping open the YouTube window here and taking a look at them. I should be taking a look a little more often during the races here.
Just the good ones,
Uh,
though. Don't mention the bad ones. We don't care about those.
Oh, very good. I can do that.
Yeah, pace cars got us all lit up here. Lights are going to be on. This is a night race here in Daytona, something that actually just occurred within all of our lifetimes. I think within the last 25, 30 years, we've been racing them here at Daytona under the lights. And man, this track is lit up at so many different angles. The amount of lights on this racetrack would just blow your mind. And it's going to be a super exciting race. Not sure how much side by side we're going to get. I don't know if we're going to have multiple line racing, especially with just 13 cars. The key is going to be like one of the big keys to the race is just trying to stay out of the big one here. Racing through 3 stages is going to be tricky enough, Joe. So that's one thing we're definitely going to have to watch out for, right?
That's right. And we are going to go through 3 stages of racing tonight. We got to go across to lap 21, lap 36, lap 100. But first things first, we got to get through lap 1. So let's see how fast these guys get strung out into that nice long stretch. And let's see if we can make it through lap 21 without any trouble here, as the pace car is going to be off very shortly here. And we're going to get things started. Hey, there we go. We are go, go, go here on the ISCA Super Cup Series.
Things first, the 44 on the outside line did not get the memo. Mark Sanchez, full fucking driveway on the load line there, but Randy Drumhiller almost just stuck in gear up high. That caused a huge bottleneck to 27 of Derek Jacobs. Not sure which way to go. Andrew Griesbaum, who's coming back on the circuit tonight. He hadn't been with us for a while. We're going to be watching him intently to see exactly where he fits into this group. But, man, not the best start of the night, Joe. Hopefully those restarts can actually shake up a little bit better than that one.
That's right. It wasn't a strong restart, but Drumhiller's out there, and he's looking actually medium well right now in terms of strength. Here he comes with the top line. The top line actually working together just enough here to push to push Drumhiller up to second place. Back up as if he has just started there. By the time we get back across the line after lap 1 into lap 2, he's looking pretty good. Oh, maybe not. He falls back a little bit there. Randy Drumhiller now back in third, but he briefly was leading the race into 1 and 2. Coming through the back stretch there, that upper line's just not holding it together.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen right now. I don't think this upper line is even anywhere near ready maturing. I think these guys are eventually going to just milled in and get down to one solid line. I think that's what you're probably going to see for the majority of the race. But right now, it's still racy up top, Joe. Everybody just wanting to hold their line and seeing at least if they can make it work. Not sure what happened to Randy on the initial start, but definitely have to probably talk to that guy and figure out exactly what happened, because Sanchez was in a different time zone, and that definitely that's been the story right now. Even if you look down on the racetrack as you see it right now, that is about the distance of the lead there going through turn 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Drumhiller losing that speed out of that initial start really was kind of what sort of set the pace for that upper line. And when you said the upper line wasn't mature, I think you hit the nail really on the head. It was just not mature enough, and it wasn't something that Drumhiller could use to get more than a half a car length on Mark Sanchez. If he had had more than half a car length, I almost guarantee you he would have just abandoned the top line at that moment, gone down to the bottom line, secured his spot there, but he did not have the distance, couldn't do it, and now he's Drumhiller stuck on the top line.
Yeah, Andrew Griesbaum just actually just dropped down to that bottom line himself, which is going to leave that top line breakaway to just 4 cars. So slowly starting to see the attrition. A lot of other guys still dedicated to run that top line, but you definitely can see that no one's going to down that cross just yet, Joe.
Not yet, but it might happen. This line on the top is falling apart slowly but surely. As you mentioned, again, attrition, another word that stands out to me. Let's see if another car decides to find a spot, but there's got to be a spot to move, and right now there's not a lot of great options there in the back of the field. What would be better is if they had some help to move up here to the front. If someone had the Christmas spirit and was able to, jump up and give that line of 4 and make it into a line of 5, but even that line of 4 before, if I was watching them, I'd say they're just a little too spaced out in the back there. You know, who is back there that's a little bit too far back? We got Powell and we've got Haney. And if Powell and Haney, who are actually tucked in together pretty well right now, Powell's got to stay nice and close, though, to Jacobs ahead of him. And then maybe that top line would be a little more contentious.
I'll tell you what, as they continue to stay up there and show their loyalty and their fidelity, it's definitely going to entice more guys to take the risk to come up and join them, as long as guys don't get the feeling that they're going to just bail on that line as soon as they get the first opportunity. So it's good to see that Drumheller, Jacobs, and Powell and Haney are still all out there making it happen, because I guarantee you if they keep doing what they're doing, they're not losing too much pace, they're going to get some more guys up there to follow, especially as this thing gets deeper into the tooth.
That's very good. And maybe we got it right there. Greasebomb looks like he might be moving to the top line as he falls back out of the bubble, unfortunately. He might be the first one to lose the draft here, which would just be a guillotine moment. Nope, Greasebomb's back in the bubble. He's found it again, back in the draft of the 49 of Jeremy Clapper Newell, but then he goes up top.
He's trying to get that slingshot effect, Joe. That's exactly what he did. He kind of laid back a little bit, went down low, got that draft effect, and he pulled himself up, and now he's joining his buddies back up on that top line. And just like that, you can see the guys are actually starting to make a little bit of headway. Jacobs just getting a little bit high. Another thing these guys are going to have to watch out for, that's the temperature. These cars definitely going to be prone to run hot, and if drivers are not aware of that, they're not cognizant, they never could find themselves blowing a motor, Joe, and that would actually ruin a lot of guys' opportunities here to gain these valuable points, because although the championship might be decided, there's still a lot of other trophies out there to pass out, right?
You're right. And let's talk about who's at risk right now for that kind of action. Derek Jacobs has got the nose of that Chevy really, really close into the back of Randy Drumheller. Oh, he did for a second there. And that's a situation where not a lot of air can get into the front of the car, and it ends up really overheating the engine if you run like that for too long. Here he goes again. This is a situation that baits out that kind of engine exploding behavior that you were talking about.
Yeah, he was actually in there underneath the 44, and the 44 just kind of got a little bit whoopsie. So that caused ultimately the 27 to check up. Powell did the same thing. It kind of rippled back through the field. Ultimately, Greasebomb now gone low. Here he comes high. He's going to get that whip again. And these guys are going to try to remount a second charge now that they've kind of got themselves regrouped. And here you can see it right now. It's starting to develop. Almost like a cold front, Joe. It's, almost like that southern line of thunderstorms there. You see that top line is just wanting to get organized. It's just waiting. It's not going to go anywhere, though. I can guarantee you that. 9 laps into this thing, if these guys have been up top that whole time, they're not going to come down anytime soon, which is surprising to me, because I didn't think we were going to see two-wide racing here this early for this long.
No, me either, honestly. And I think that it's a matter of could be a matter of pride for a lot of these guys. You know, they've got this strategy. They're going to hold to it. The inside line might have them overall right now, and Drumheller might be leading them from the middle of the pack. But if you stick with it, you know, I've never actually funny story. I've never actually seen Field of Dreams, but isn't it? If you build it, they will come. Isn't that the line from that movie? I think that that's how they're playing it. They're playing it Field of Dreams style right now. I'll take it from Wayne's World 2. If you book them, they will come.
Yeah, I can't believe you just compared Field of Dreams to Wayne's World. Quite a contrast, right?
Party time.
Speaking of contrast, Sanchez definitely got to be enjoying where he's at right now. Oh, top line gets a big scramble there. Jacobs goes up high again, causes that line to completely bust up. Now they're going to fall back. Greasebomb's going to get in a better shot here. And maybe if he can slide up there, maybe even take the lead on that top line. But right now I think these guys are just concentrating on trying to get the band back together again. Lost a lot of momentum there on that whoopsie.
Yeah, Drumheller a little loose for a second. Still a little loose as we come around.
See, Powell's actually dropped off. He's on that bottom line, going to be trying to suck up and get much of the draft as possible. We're going to have to split up Jacobs and Drumheller there. Definitely probably feel better having a Powell pushing him right now. I think that's what it's going to take and actually get these guys up front. And I do believe that's probably what's going to happen here.
Yep. I think you're absolutely right. Most of the battle in this race right now, Big Al, has been in the back of the pack, too. Let's talk real quick about the front of the pack. Mark Sanchez still sitting out there, the 29 machine looking good. We got about 10 laps left in stage 1 here. So we'll see. It might end up being Sanchez's race by the end of the time that we get there. But Zelenka has been looking like he could at any time pop out and use that his slingshot of his own to maybe try to get some speed on Sanchez. But the battle has been in the back of the pack.
Definitely in this go time, right? And, whenever Jacob's getting really catawampus there, now you're going to see that 49 car. Here comes Jay Haney. He is going to, nope, that's not Jay Haney. The 49, Jeremy Clapper-Newell. He's going to put his nose up there. Anybody's going to be dragging that net right now, trying to find anybody that wants to join the movement. They're going to try to get that top line, getting the band back together again. Well, this is exactly what that is. It's going to get that line back together again. It's going to have to occur somewhere from the front. Somebody up front's going to have to sell out in order to make this thing work.
Yes, sir. Clapper-Newell now falling back a little ways, unfortunately. Jacob's trying to make this work, the two of them together. Let's see.
I think it's Sean. I see the 7 car. Once they get up to him, if he has any takers, I think Sean's the kind of guy that's willing to make a move here, do something crazy, something big, maybe Jay Collins, but that's where I'm thinking it's going to occur.
Jacobs was briefly the only man on the top row as it looks like Haney popped back down to the inside, or Clapper-Newell now, previously the last man, now slides ahead of Jacobs. Both of them trying to look for a way around Jay Haney, but Haney's not going to be able to give them anything, unfortunately. So he's going to make it work for himself here. Once again goes Clapper-Newell up to the outside. Oh, big nothing burger.
That big whoops right there is Haney was pulling himself in quick. He had a little bit of a run, but he checked up. Now Randy Drumhill is going to take that same energy. He's going to get up on that inside seam there. That top line now trying to get together everything they got. Who else is going to come up to join them? They got a solid 3. It's like a bad spades hand. I always say that. Like they got 2 impossible. Come on, guys. We got to get at least 5.
Yeah, they need Clapper-Newell to get up there. Clapper-Newell would do it, too, if there was the room right now, maybe. But I think he wants to lead that line. I don't think he's expecting to fall into the back of it. I think he wants to get to the front of it.
I think Andrew's going to come up, too. I think if the situation and the timing's right, they're going to come up on the 78. I think he has no choice at that point but to jump out of line and try to gain that momentum there. And here it is right there. I'm watching. Come on, don't let me down, Andy. Oh, he's going to stay down low. There goes the opportunity out of the room. Somebody's going to jump up there. Who's it going to be? We just need one taker. One more taker, then we'll get 2, Joe.
All right. Well, we got one from Clapper-Newell. He can't make up his mind, though, if he's going to try to push the top line or if he's going to try to ride with the bottom line past them. It looks like he's going to try to make the pass. Let's see if he can, because if so, he's going to have to end up working there. Woo, Kenny Powell up to the outside.
Jumps up in that high line. He feels the opportunity because he's understanding that each lap goes by, you're losing the opportunity. You got to get something going now. This isn't something you're going to be able to wait until like maybe 2 laps to. But the more guys you get to buy into that idea, the further along these guys are going to get. They just can't do it with the help they're getting from the back. Got to have more help pushing Powell. And once they get that pusher combination set up, Joe, that's also a totally different situation for these guys up on the top row trying to make it happen. Andrew Griesbaum now, he takes the run. He goes up high. It's the 49 car. Clapper-Newell, what's he going to do? He's kind of in that flux right now. Still in that flux. Oh, not going to close the gap, not going to make the commitment, but here comes Powell. They just pushed right up, looking for one more car to try to jump up on that inside line there. From the inside line to the outside line, they're going to lose that momentum.
Yep.
If they could just get maybe that 7 car pull up.
Something, anything. What they need is Clapper-Newell to get out in front of Griesbaum. If that happened, if for some reason that happened, I think maybe he would actually abandon. But the problem is that he's so far at the end of the line he's in that by the time he gets ahead of Griesbaum, there's no real reason to get into the top line.
Worst case scenario, though, these guys are getting some excellent draft practice. And one of the keys to the race was find your draft partner or partners. And right now, this is just an open casting call, right? Who's going to get up here and run with me? Who can I run with? Who do I not want behind me? Because sometimes that's just as important as who's in front of you, right? Because some guys just can't push. Some guys you don't want anywhere near you or around you when you're in the draft. They just draft dodgers, right?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Draft Dodgers. And it's a good way to put it. A good turn of phrase. Here goes Jacobs in the top line. He's 1 of 4 now. Powell's going to give him a little bit of a push here.
You're going to give him a bit of a push. I'll tell you, if you get in front of Powell, you better go ahead and loosen your britches because, he is going to shove you and he is going to push you. So you're going to have to make that Chevy about as wide as it can and hold on is what the 27 car is going to have to do.
Roger that. And the inside line still just defensive enough that the outside line has to really work together if they're going to try to make any sort of progress here. Or what we're going to see is, again, they're just going to dissolve.
It came from the front. The 45 of Zelenka wasted no time. Bacon got the charge, got the run. Sean Signor also came up and ran with him. Now they got a 3-car breakaway, but they're going to come back down low, looking higher there at the 49 car. He is still trying to make it happen. Got the 27-24 behind him, but further up, the 29 car. He's going to decide to go high to kind of break up that draft, but you still got a 3-car breakaway. That is going to be Bacon, Jay Collins, and Sean Signor. And right now, these are the cars to beat. The 29 car tries to get himself a run. He's going to get pulled around the outside. Greg Wachinski goes high. These two right now trying to make that upper line work. Is Paul Olsen going to go high as well? Olsen stays kind of low, racing to the line, Joe.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I did mention there's a possibility of Zelenka making a move closer we get to 21, and we're on 20 right now. So 21 is on its way. Zelenka is leading this race after 20 laps. Jay Collins in second, Sean Signori in third. What a shakeup, too.
A lot of big
Mark Sanchez, our previous leader.
You got 3-wide situation going on in the middle there. Lots of different movements. Different guys trying different things. But right now, what that top line tried right there did not work. You got one car out of place. That's the 49. That's Jeremy Clapper-Newell. Watching right around there where the 43 is going to be. That's where the run's going to be. You see Mark Sanchez. He's still high. He's got Greg Wachinski pushing him. Jeremy Clapper-Newell shows high, goes low, still stays low. Going to be looking for that breakaway one more time. It's going to come somewhere from the front. Signor comes in the bump. Maybe there's no take here. Maybe there's no risk coming around the last turn, though. This is where people are going to get out of line. If you're going to see it happen, it's going to happen here. If not, it might not work. I think it's too far back. Signor still tries to pull. He's got no assistance. Greasebomb goes high, no assistance. He has the block. That's going to be stage 1. It's in the books, ladies and gentlemen. And that means Bacon Zelenka is going to be your stage 1 winner with Jay Collins coming in second. Sean Signor in third. Not going to run through the rest of that lineup, but we are going to step away, get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back here with Stage 2.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. We are going to have polite words with Bacon Zelenka because he just put on a fantastic little maneuver there that won him the stage. Tell me about that. You were sitting behind Mark Sanchez for a lot of that, and then all of a sudden you make that move. Was that the plan the whole time? Save, 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 and then make a move?
Well, really the plan was just see how, you can't lead a whole race, so you got to figure out how the car's going to drive behind, but it's just talking to everybody, talking to Sean, talking to Jay. Really got to thank Jay and his OnlyFans at Big Dick Sean. Yeah, he really supports me out here and trying to get me through everything.
Roger that, roger that. Well, you made a great move. You ended up taking that stage away. We just wanted to say hi. Anyone you want to shout out to before we send you back down there?
I got to thank Sean, obviously, for his OnlyFans. I got to thank Vincent for setting up the team. I got to thank my parents for letting me do this. I got to thank the broadcast and everybody out here making fun.
Love it. Thank you very much, Bacon. We'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope too.
All right, take care. That was Bacon Zelenka, your winner of Stage 1, as we got the lights off of the pace car, getting ready for Stage 2. Nice, quick interview.
Those are the best kind.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in, touch base. He was really saving and just kind of sitting back there before the race really kicked off at the end of the stage for the win. And his maneuver was one of the only times we saw anybody at the front really pop out and try to take advantage of that second lane space that he's got here.
Yep, definitely going to see a lot more of that here coming up into this shorter stage 2. This is only going to be like 15 laps, Joe, so definitely going to get it kicked off real quick. And, back to my military days, be brief, be brilliant, and be gone.
Yeah, this is barely even going to be 15 laps, my friend. This is going to be 10. We're going from lap 25 to lap 36. So I'll see you on we'll see you on the other side of 10 laps here, folks, as we get things ready to go here.
That's going to be a shootout, and this is probably going to be the second biggest probability for cautions that we have here tonight. Not going to get that field spread out a whole lot here. Is Jay Haney?
I think you're probably
gone.
I was going to say you're probably right about that. Jay Haney takes things and leads them shooting off the line here as we are ready to restart things and get Stage 2 underway.
Yeah, same situation though that we had before. Still got a car that did not get the memo on the start. That time was the 46 car, Jay Collins. Totally left sleeping. But the bottom line is made up that momentum now, and we got ourselves a drag race.
We do, and it looks like that drag race is being won by Bacon Zelenka right now. Drumhiller falls back. Ooh, Gervais cuts off the Miller Lite car of Jay Haney.
Yeah, he came
and
down.
It looks.
He came down and he dropped into that spot. That's exactly what happened. That high line got the run that it needed. Sean Signori's still going to be up top though. He's going to be milking that cow for all that it's worth, hoping that he can get some help up there, get a little bit of company. So that way he's already got the momentum built that he needs, and then they can actually, find themselves to be a force to be reckoned with.
Right now he's got Kenny Powell, who's giving him a pretty good push. A push good enough to get him out in front of Bacon Zelenka. Signori still riding the outside wall. Powell with another good shunt there to the back of Signori. The two of them working together, slowly coming down as Jeremy Clapper Newell slides around but finds himself down there as well. All three cars now ahead of Bacon Zelenka as they make up the trio at the front of this race.
Jay Collins really kind of got left out on that one, but he kind of left himself out. His own hesitancy to commit to that high line has put himself in the high line by himself, and now he is dropping all the way back. Mark Sanchez is going to jump up to just try to throw him a lifeline, but that's what you have to be aware of. Those opportunities are going to come, and they're going to go quick. So when you see that train coming, when you hear it, when you feel it, you got to jump up there, be a part of it. If not, you're just going to read about it tomorrow, Joe. I mean, and that's exactly what you saw happen. I mean, somebody can brief him up on it a little bit later. Right now, I got to call a race, and Sean Signor is leading that race, and Kenny Powell has changed his fate, and now he is in second, and Jeremy Clapper Newell, I mean, right there on the podium, and they're going to be hanging out. But you know what? Remember that train that I talked about? If you listen, you can hear it. Right now, the charge of that train is going to be led by the 88 of David Gervais. He has got a whole lot of locomotives that are just pulling up the roost.
Chugga, choo-choo.
And they're in a great position because the position that they're in right now is going to be easy to pull somebody from at least the third, fourth, or fifth place position. They're going to jump right up there with them. It's going to make it that much stronger. I'm looking at the 45 because I'm thinking that if I know Bacon's going to try to improve his position on their position.
Yeah,
he's not one to miss the train.
Yeah, if they come by with the right momentum, that would be the right time for Bacon Zelenka to make his move. But they got to get that momentum going right now, and it's been a little bit tough to see. Right now, they're kind of eking by, sort of crawling through the situation, whereas they're not quite, into a full sprint to the front here as they lose a car in the very back. I think that's Jay Collins who decided to say, "Nah, I'm going to go back down." Nope. And hang out with the bottom line. Collins not sure where he lives right now. Unfortunately, it looks like he's bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, Jay's been he's been one of those conscientious objectors there for quite some while. But Joe, I hear that train coming. It's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine. Come on, you feel it? Says I don't know when.
I don't know when. I know this song. My brain is not working right now. I'm trying to call this race, and my lyrics part of my brain isn't turned on.
You don't
it's
need
Johnny Cash.
That 49 car right there, he can hear that train coming, and he is about ready to make his decision. He is going to get freed from this prison right here. I'm waiting to see it's going to be the 49 or the 45, Joe, but I know that they're running out of time. There's got 5 short laps to go before this stage is in the books. In other words, it's go time. David Gervais been standing right out there. He's been holding strong with Mark Sanchez. These guys not budging. They got Greg Wachinski, got a little bit of a gap there, but once Greg gets that whip cream, he'll pull right up behind him, and those guys are going to be contenders. Now, once it's 3 to go, that's when it gets a whole lot more jiggy, because I'm thinking at that point, either the 44 or the 45, one of those two is going to get up there to kind of conjure these guys behind him, and they're going to use that momentum. And then the question is going to be, are they going to drop down to the front, or are they going to stay high?
Let's see. You mentioned
foreshadowing.
Greg Wyszynski mentioned that he is the cream, and the cream always rises to the top. So we're going to have to wait and see how things play out for some of these guys here at the back. Wyszynski now the back of the man, or he is the back man in the top line, the caboose of the train, as it were. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon. Is that Derek Jacobs up there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, you're still getting the caboose. I'm just trying to figure out who's going to be the engineer of this whole situation right now.
That's an important question.
Now, if Drumhiller goes high, that will really help their cause a lot. But I don't know what it'll do for Randy.
Yeah, it's got to be a deal. It's got to be a deal to the guys on the inside. And right now, the inside line is too much of a sure bet. You know, why abandon a sure bet? Why jump out of a perfectly working plane, as my dad would say?
You know,
No reason to use the parachute.
Yeah, and the bigger question is going to be what's Powell's loyalty to Sean Signor? I mean, that's probably where you're going to want to actually say, hey, look, that's probably where this whole thing is going to crack apart at, because if Powell gets any inkling whatsoever, because, I mean, he is that guy right now. And if you look at the distance he's letting go between himself and the 7, it just doesn't seem like Powell's sold out to push Sean. You know, I mean, does that make sense? Either Sean's not breaking to pull him in, or Powell's not pushing to get under him.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Powell is doing something back there. I think that the person who's going to leave the line isn't Powell, though. I think that it's the 49. I think it's going to be Jeremy Clapper Newell. If that line comes by, it's going to be him. Maybe Powell will follow him, but it's going to be for the 49 who makes the first move.
I do agree with you. Powell can't pull out himself right now as the 7 starts to feel the impending doom behind.
There it is.
Goes high. He's going to try, but Gervais does not
back.
Down low by himself. Oh, you go.
Oh!
Gervais.
Oh, no!
That right there is going to bring out the caution. That's going to end the stage as well. Hold on to it, David. Oh, yeah.
Wow. That was the big one.
Look, I'm going to call it what it is. The 49 car realized that he did not have tickets to the dance, and he just reached out and grabbed somebody's ass. And that's just what took place right there. Let's see what happened.
He did not have tickets to the dance. That's a good way to put it. He was getting flushed.
88 is not going to push him right there, and he starts to feel that. Then he comes up, and then he just unfortunately puts the 88 into the wall, comes down, collects the 19. And if he was kind of stuck in the middle, we're watching that. Oh, the 88 kind of squeezed against the middle like a zit.
Yeah. Wow, hard not to put most of that at the feet of the 49, unfortunately. It was a situation where he was getting flushed right down the middle of those two lines. And at that point, you've got to say, you know what? I screwed up. I picked a bad time. I screwed up. Shame on me. Egg on my face. I'll find a spot to put the car. But he didn't have he didn't have enough patience. I think he wanted to get out of that middle line as soon as possible. And as soon as he thought he was clear, he made the shot, but he was not clear.
But, you know, they got apps for that, man. There's all sorts of people that could tell him that he was not clear. He did not have to push up there to find out. But unfortunately,
you're right.
You know, he did. But fortunately, I don't think we tore up a lot of cars. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a step away. And we're going to get a word from our sponsors and going to assess the damage. And we'll be back with a call on the calamity.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thursday night coverage of the ISCA Super Cup Series. It's me, Jolo, with Big Al up in the booth, Kobe down in the truck, and we are calling the restart after Stage 2. Right now, the pace car is off. We're going to see Stage 3 starting very shortly here with Bacon Zelenka and Sean Signori off at the front. There's the green flag. We're ready to go. We're taking it from 37 all the way to 100.
Auto indeed, 45 car wasting no time getting this party started. Kenny Powell's going to stay down low. Sean Signori coming back to join the fray. Now you got the 44. This is the part of the right here I'm just waiting to see. The drag race is over. Hopefully everybody can just kind of find their own and settle in, Joe. But right now I don't like what I'm seeing. They're still a little bit racy, especially on that high line. Got to get these guys reeled in. Get them some riddling or something. This is not... You don't want to die on this hill, Joe. Not right now. This is not the lap.
No, sir. No, sir.
So I would be interested if the top line did stay congealed. Those guys stayed together and stayed up there the whole time. That would be awesome. What I'm anticipating, though, is those guys are going to drop down and they're going to find their own individual spots in line. That's what I'm thinking. But now,
well, that would be. Oh, hello. We have a person who's joined us up in the booth here. It's Greg Wachinski. Hello, Greg.
Yeah, I was going to say that now that we've kind of come to that time there where there's a little bit of a lull in the racing, and I saw that Greg was still sitting down on pit road. Just wanted to kind of bring them up, Joe, so you can kind of talk to him and kind of get a feel for how he's feeling.
Well, Greg, we see you there on pit road. I got a feeling how you're feeling, but why don't you tell us a little bit about what was going through your head there?
I mean, just got caught up in the mess there. Not much I could do about it.
Yeah, we were kind of waiting for the big one to come out here at Daytona, and it looks like unfortunately you were caught up in it there. We don't have we've got some guys back out in the track. How much damage are you working on there?
I mean it's total. So.
Oh no.
That's all.
Okay. Well, glad we got a chance to catch up with you at the very least there, Greg Wachinski. Unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the night for you, but we hopefully you will see you back in here real soon.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Greg, before you go. Greg.
What's up? Yeah,
Hey.
I got you.
Hey, Big Al. Man, how's the racing been down there overall, though? I mean, you put in quite a few laps, so can you guys really tell a difference with the tire model here at Daytona?
Oh yeah, the tires, man. The tires are terrible. I mean, I don't think anybody really took tires there on the pit stop. And I mean, right towards the end of that second stage, it was getting. I mean, it was you had to hold on to it going into the corners, I mean, for sure.
Man, that's not something that we usually see it at a super speedway. I mean, usually super speedway, you take left sides, just to help you get back, on the race.
I mean, yeah, take tires. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Take the tires. Normally, you can get away with these super speedways without taking tires at all. I mean, it's most of the time, but yeah, something's different.
Well, that's good to know, man. Sorry about your luck.
I appreciate it, man. You guys take care.
Hey, we will, Greg, and hopefully we'll talk to you a little bit later. Thank you very much, sir.
Roger that.
Yeah, that's great. Greg Wojcinski. I just wanted to ask him about the tires, Joe. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that was a good question. I honestly didn't even think about asking about that. I knew the tire package was different, and that some of these guys have been adjusting to it as it's been this new package. Some people, it's like driving a new car. Every time a new one comes out. So good to catch up. Good to ask that kind of question of a guy who's been down there driving it and trying to figure it out. As we're going around here, we have finally seen the end of the two-line racing that we've seen so far during tonight's race, and this race has become a single file affair.
Yeah, this is the part of the race where you're just going to kind of tuck in and save gas. I mean, honestly, what else are you going to be doing at this point? Jeremy Clapper will back down behind the pit wall. That's going to kind of solidify his story as well. Unfortunately for him, he was also involved in that incident that took out the 5 of Greg Wojcinski. But tires being an issue here, Joe, that is so refreshing for me. Because here you're going to see these guys that now when they get to be, because they got to make some decisions here, right? We got a 40-lap shelf life on the tank of gas, right? We still got 66 laps to go before this thing is over, right? So that means that at some point you're going to run into a problem where you're going to be out of gas, or you're going to have crappy tires. Whoa! Randy Drumhiller gets into the back of the 88 of David Gervais. That caused Drumhiller to kind of go whoopsie and go just a little bit high. He's going to lose at least one spot here, but he's going to drop right back down. That could have been a lot worse than it was, Joe, but it seemed to work itself out okay.
Yeah, only saw the aftermath of it. Didn't see the initial snap out of Drumhiller there, but he got out of line, was able to quickly get back in line behind Derek Jacobs and just ahead of Paul Olson, and it's going to be a new spot right now for Randy Drumhiller. Down 7 from where he started. He's in 9th right now.
Yeah, and that's okay, though, because right now these guys, in my mind, because I don't know Jack. Jack don't know shit. So in my mind, I'm thinking these guys are going to be trying to get in line about where you're going to want to pit. They did some pit practice. I did know that there were a couple pit parties there prior to the race during practice. So they did have pit parties at practice, right? You like that? Pit parties at practice?
Perfectly.
But this is going to be the pizza party right here, man. This is the real deal. Yeah, and I was saying it during practice. We drive for show, we pit for dough. So making green flag pit stops at Daytona under suspect tire conditions, that's going to be the title line here tonight, I do believe. So that's what we're going to be looking for.
Ooh, suspect tire conditions does make things really spicy when it comes to getting down pit road.
Well, you're coming just under you're at 176 to 182 miles an hour. And you're trying to get that bad boy slowed down to what's pit speed here? 45?
45, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they don't – tires – brakes don't stop your car. Tires stop your car. I think just remember that.
That's 120 miles an hour of energy you got to burn off before you get to that line.
And these guys are programmed at doing that for so long under different tire conditions. Because if you've been racing any time, trust me, you're not going to be here in the ISCA if you haven't turned a couple thousand laps or so, right? So you just think about it. These guys have been running this one, they know one Santa Claus, they know one hell, but all of a sudden here they come here tonight and Santa Claus kind of looks like Satan. You know what I mean? Where tires have never been a condition. You know what I mean? You just roll right by, but tonight, you don't even know how that's going to feel coming in here under green flag conditions. That's going to be a new for a lot of people, Joe.
That's true. It's going to be very new for a lot of people.
You're not getting long runs in A Opens or NISs. The only place you're going to get a long run is going to be somewhere here tonight. You called the race. Would have been Monday night. How did that one turn out?
Oh, here? Oh, man. There was we went green for most of the beginning of the race, and things got kind of dicey towards the end of it. But honestly, it was kind of similar here. We had some. I was just here yesterday night, actually, too. We had some 3 wide and even a few 4 wide racing moments, but the race went 2 wide for almost the entire race last night on NIS Open. It was really wild.
Did you have green flag pit stops?
Yes, I think we did. Oh no, because then they got disrupted by yellows. No.
Okay. All right. So that's what we're looking for here tonight. But if you look, if I can call your attention back to the racing surface here, we got 2 guys that are trying to cancel Christmas. Okay. Jeremy Clapper-Newell and Derek Jacobs are the 2 guys that are trying to screw up Big Al's, pit party and the green flag condition. And why do I say that? Because they're up there racing, and what are you racing for at this point? 2 cars aren't going anywhere. You're not going to make any substantial gains. You're going to lose more if you just would have stayed in line. Plus the unnecessary drafting. But you can do what you want to do. It's America. It's Daytona. I mean, you can go 3 wide if you want to. Let's race the golf carts.
Yeah. if it's got wheels, race it.
Yeah, if it's got wheels, let's race it. I was just being negative, man. That was the first sergeant of me basically saying, "Hey, you guys are having fun. Stop it."
I understand. Well, the only person having fun right now, I'm not sure if he's having fun considering how much mental calculation he's probably having to get done. Bacon Zelenka holding things off right now from Sean Signori, who's in second place by just a hair. And then Kenny Powell made his way up and is now holding on to a solid third.
Yeah, I mean, we're halfway through this thing right now, so guys definitely going to want to stretch their legs. Maybe get that car some fresh air across the nose, let it cool down a little bit, let it breathe a little bit. I think that's what you're seeing there, because when you're just in line like that, you do kind of fall into that drone, just kind of like, so you do kind of jump out there and kind of make yourself aware and awake.
Yeah, you got to stay on top of that. That's true. And sometimes you got to do that the hard way by just doing it on your own. No one's going to help you. Normal, if this was a road trip, you'd have someone poking you, or if people have a spotter in their ear, that helps out a little bit. But some of these guys are just doing this the hard way, and they just gotta stay awake and alert for the next 47, 48 laps here.
And that can prove very difficult. Just for the fact now, you're kind of doing 2 things at the same time. You're going to be trying to save tire as well as conserve fuel. Because and you will say, well, you got to save tire because that's what's going to get you slowed down. That's what's going to keep your car handling smooth. And how you do that is by minimizing the friction that you put on those things in the road. Save fuel is going to minimize the amount of time that you spend on pit road. So when you get to the situation of the 45 car who has been out front, he's leading the majority of the laps, he's cutting the air, his car is burning more gas. You look at the 19, he's kind of falling off the pace back there. So his car is also going to be burning more fuel. These guys are going to take more gas, which means their pit stops are going to be a little bit longer than, say, the 24 Kenny who's been tucked in here and just kind of riding in that wave.
And we've got those pit stops. What lap do you think we're going to be getting those on?
My math says that they're going to come with about 30 to go.
Okay.
Some guys might try to stay out and push it closer to 20. But that would be it. It'd be 20 to go when you're going to see the majority of the guys come down for green flag pit stops.
That's good. I'll take that bet. That sounds like a good one to me.
Yeah, I've been sitting here doing the math, and there's really, unless these guys want to split it up and do 2 different things, because sometimes you get that. Sometimes you get guys that just want to really stab it and try something totally crazy. I think this group's going to be within 2 laps of each other, and I think that's going to be closer to 30 to go.
And we're not seeing any moves attempting to be made still at this point. Everyone is in the groove. A little bit of wide driving there, though, as it looks like Mark Sanchez pops out briefly.
Gonna get some air across that nose, Joe. Cool that beast down a little bit.
Yeah.
Drivers got to make sure that they're staying. But it's like the crew chief wants to make sure that the driver's okay. Well, the driver has to make sure the car's okay. You know what I mean? He's got to watch those temps and pressures. I mean, that's why he's got the best seat in the house. So if you can see him, it's his job priority one is to keep the temperatures where they need to be and to make sure he's watching the pressures, fuel pressure included.
And right now, we're what? Pardon me?
That's nothing. I said yeehaw.
Yeehaw! I'm looking at the hood of the main and tail car right when you said yeehaw, and that lined up perfectly. What perfect timing there, as the main and tail car of Bacon Zelenka up 2 from where he started in tonight's race is still currently leading things around lap 57 here on the back stretch. Right behind him, Sean Signori and Kenny Powell make up the 1, 2, 3.
I'm looking at Jay Haney since he has lost the draft, and his last lap was a 50.225, and that goes down to the 46.951 of Jay Collins, who finds himself further back in the draft. So if you can see the difference on that, Jay being just sucked around behind these guys, minimum effort, maximum speed. The other Jay, his situation is a little bit different. The tale of two J's.
Yeah. Haney and Collins.
Yeah.
Haney's back about 20 seconds, unfortunately.
And falling. I mean, he's officially lost the draft. And when you lose the draft here, it's a lonely, desolate road. And you're just out there, it feels like you're on some 2-lane road in the country with no lights, and crickets.
Yep.
Yeah, not a comfortable place to be. What are we doing up front here, man? Everybody done lost the calm. What is going on? The 78, he's out of pocket. Now the 27 is going to come up, and they're going to try to get a run to where we don't know.
Let's see. Kenny Powell in third. Looked like he was going to make a move, but then he fell back a little bit. Actually pumped the brakes himself. Stayed out of the back of Sean Signori. Is not really pushing the bottom line right now, more than just trying to find a spot for himself on the bottom line.
There's 59 laps. I don't know. You still got to get through green flag pit stops. Where are you going? We've seen what it takes to make that top line be successful. Unless these guys are just out there kind of just wanting to burn gas and do their own thing, I just don't think they're going to have a shot at making up any distance. And they're putting the work in, though. I'm just watching Jacobs. I mean, he is all over grease bomb. These guys they're digging it.
Grease bomb. Ooh, falls back a little bit. As Drumhiller and Greasebomb go back to back a little bit. Greasebomb now makes a pass on Gervais. He's got the momentum on the outside line here. That's what they're working for him with just 3 cars.
Once again, I'm going to ask, to what end? Where are you going? At this point in my mind, you're really kind of making yourself available to have a little catastrophic failure there, because you're pushing in the middle of the race where you don't need to push. At this point, if you look at the gaps between the other cars, everybody's just really kind of taking it easy. And then you got Greasebomb back here, man, and it's all he can do to kind of keep his car straight, because him and Derek are back there just wailing away. Yeah, they're not making any headway.
Watching
It's me. I'm just negative. I'm just.
No,
Negative.
it's okay. That's okay though. No, it's your unique opinion. That's what we pay you. It's, that's what we get paid in fast food coupons for.
Right. Yep. Wait, we get paid?
Moving right along.
No, but I mean.
Bacon Zelenka out in front. Sean Signori with Kenny Powell in third. Mark Sanchez in fourth. David Gervais in fifth to round things out here in the top 5. And we are on lap 62. We have been cruising through this race tonight. Just buzzing. But Daytona, she is a long lady. So we got 2.5 miles every time we turn it. Here, officially, this race is called the Buttkicker 250.
I don't know. I'm still kind of confused about this pay thing.
I don't want to get too into that. I want to focus on the good racing action. But we can talk about it. All right. What do you want to know?
I'm good. I'm just.
You got any questions? Fire away.
No, let's just get through this.
No, all right. You brought it back up.
Nope.
Figured you had something pressing on the mind.
Derek Jacobs right now, he's sporting himself in a very fine position towards the back of the pack. Still going to be he is going to receive the award for the hardest working here tonight, because he definitely has been putting in the licks for every lap. Now, just like that, you can see we're slowly coming back up on the back of the 19 of Jay Haney, which, this is gonna be a compounded problem for Jay. The good thing is, he's coming down pit road. Oh wow, that's different.
That's a different place to go.
Yeah, that's a different. Look here. Well, Jay might have just tried something different.
What's the game plan?
I'm not seeing any action there. The wheels on the car not go up and down, which is a problem. No, Jay just stopped for fuel. Jay can make the end of the race now without stopping.
Yeah, it's true. Might be the only one at this point who can, because he's the only one his current pit lap is 63. Everyone else is 36.
And now he's going to come up, and he will be right at the tail end of the lead lap. He's going to try to stay out in front of these guys. That's the only way he is ever going to make it, if he stays out in front.
Yeah, he needs to stay in front, because if he tries to hook into the draft without being at speed, it's just not going to happen. He needs to be in the front and then get filtered through, if anything. Let's see if he can make it right now. Haney, he is just ahead enough of these guys that they're going to really have to be cruising to catch up to him, but I think they're going to do it.
Yep, now we got the green flag pit stops officially taking place here.
Oh yeah, well, quite a few.
Wow. So it appears that the field is definitely doing two different things. So more with my 30 to go, Joe, than my 20 to go. If that makes sense.
I was trying to figure out what you were just saying. I couldn't quite pick up what you were putting down there, Big Al.
Well, originally, I called the pit to be, there it is, right there. Wow. That's
whoa.
It gets complicated down there. It gets tricky.
We might need to see that one again. Pop that in the Wayback Machine.
They don't give these things away.
Oh.
trying to get that car slowed down there is exactly what you see happen. I mean, the odds were against him, honestly. Somebody had to screw it up.
Yeah, starting from the moment that I picked him to win the race.
Man, he done smashed up another Ford, too.
Yeah. Passed the
cool.
savings on to the consumer.
Wow. That's so unfortunate.
Ugh. Yeah, that was really bad. Just exactly what you don't want to have happen. One, you wreck yourself. Two, you wreck yourself into somebody else as they're pitting.
Some kind of dysfunctional function going on here. That's not going to end well.
Whoa.
I don't know what formation driving group that was, but I think they've been disbanded.
Yeah, I think so too. 45 makes the push on Drumhiller.
That was ugly. Just like that, all of our green flag pit stops are done, Joe.
Lead split.
And they were almost uneventful. And then Signori finds himself in a situation where he is going to have to drag that 19 up to him. Looks like the 45 Bacon's likely not wasting any time. He knows where he wants to be, trying to make that happen. These guys trying to do everything they can to catch up to that lead pack right there. Well, Derek Jacobs currently being scored as your race leader.
I'm watching the team of Sean Signori right now.
There it is, Mark. Sean's taking the race lead right here is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, with the amazing help of Jay Haney.
Oh, wow, look at that. That went to crap quick. These guys wasting no time here with 30 laps to go to try to start jockeying for position. Big moves being made on the racetrack, including the 7 to 45 to 19. Randy Drumhiller also trying to better his position. Andrew Griesbaum trying to follow him, but the 29 set. And I don't know if he was just a little bit too complacent, Joe. There he is now. He's going to mount a counterattack. There you go. Going to see how many people he can get to join his cause. But I'm thinking that he's got at least two back there in line. Not sure where the 44 is going to go. And that's going to stack this thing up to be quite the contest for the remainder of the laps here. 30 laps to go. It's going to be quite the show.
It's a good way to put it, my friend. Great way to put it, in fact. As that back line looks like it's ready to dissolve again. Almost completely dissolves. Leaving Randy Drumhiller out there on his own.
Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunate. Drumhiller cycling now back to the back. Past everybody, past Griesbaum. Into the end of the line goes Randy Drumhiller. Still in 8th place, although the end of the line right now.
Amen. Look at Jay. Jay goes high and wide to the outside. Going to lose one spot, maybe two, maybe three, maybe 10. No signs of coming back down. That's going to put him a little bit further back there because remember, he was already at the tail end of that lead lap. Now he's going to be 2 laps down. I'm afraid that hole might be a little bit too big for him to climb out of at this point, Joe.
Just a little bit too big, you said? Yep.
And they are slowly coming up on the 46 of Jay Collins. Speaking of another hole too big for Jay. Whoa! Wow, what a trap pull there from Andrew Griesbaum. Him and Randy Drumhiller came up running on the back of the 43, like almost ambush style. I don't know what Paul was seeing in his rearview mirror, but I'm pretty sure he probably hit the higher octaves on that one.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. That was a car closing real fast. Or that objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah. Excellent reference.
Yeah, that's exactly what he thought right there.
Yeah, here it comes. Fast mover.
Yeah.
That's what I say on the highway whenever someone's passing me at a good speed. Fast mover. Here it comes.
Ooh. Randy's still out there tussling it up. He is trying to figure out where this 44. I mean, I don't know. It's. I guess it's a deal between peanut butter and chocolate with him right now because he's kind of stuck somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's being a little bit of a Reese's.
Stuck somewhere between peanut butter and chocolate.
Man, he just slid right in there on that one. Go, Randy. Good to have you back, brother. You give her hell. Nobody's mad at anything that we see going on here, man. Just coming up on 25 laps to go, 26 right now, be 25 at the line. And that's going to be go time. I mean, officially go time here is 10 laps to go, but you can believe drivers now are definitely, they've already made up their mind. They got their short list. They kind of know, you only have so much time to better your position. So it might take a couple of moves. So I'm thinking there's some guys that are further to the back that are looking at this from, they got to make a long play move right now.
Yeah, and it's about time. Like you said, it's about time for those long play moves to start actually being executed.
Yeah, it's time.
25 laps to go.
I mean, you gotta test your hypothesis, right? Right.
Yeah. You only have so much time to test it and to actually, because then if you're wrong, you don't get to iterate on that many times. You don't get to tweak something and test it again and test it again. You get one shot.
And these guys, we're execution time here.
Yeah. I was gonna say you get either one shot or at best a shot and a half. To get it right in this kind of situation when you wait this long to really attack the field with whatever it is that you're going to attack the field with.
Indeed. Well, watching the 45 into 7, though, I think I can kind of see what they got on their mind. And these guys are definitely going to stay together. And I tell you, there's no doubt in my mind that whether Bacon pushing or Sean pushing, that either or is going to be the better pusher for the other, right? They're going to be the best pusher that they can be, and leave it out there like that. And I know there's some other tandems out there that are feeling that way as well. But those guys got to now put themselves in that position. And you got to believe guys like the 24 Kenny Powell, he is already making up exactly who he is going to push and who he is not going to push in his mind.
Well, hopefully if I'm on the field, I make the list of people that he will push. We'll see.
It's not an easy decision as right now the 29 goes high and he is got the 24 tucked in. As a matter of fact, the 88 goes with and the 43. That's that G&G package right there, minus the 5 of Greg Wachinski, but everybody else in the band is together. That's a foursome right there, buddy. Either you're golfing or racing. Either way, that thing right there looks pretty good.
Yes, sir. It looks coordinated.
And you're going to know that at least the 43, they're all going to stay out there until they can at least get everybody in. There's no chance that Sanchez is going to drop down and leave his dancing partners out there. The goal is that we got to get Paul in line. Once that 43 car eclipses the 7, then they'll come down. Don't leave Paul behind. Remember, I picked this guy to win this thing, guys.
Yeah, this is your horse in the race, literally.
No Paul left behind there, not tonight. And look, they're getting it done. That's exactly what you want to see. That's that litmus test right there. That's you seeing exactly if this thing, if we were to do this later, would it work? And the answer to that is going to be yes. Paul now is going to fall back. That's ultimately going to pull back to 24 to 29 and to 88, just like that, because without having a supporting cast of 4, that 3 is just not going to stand up there. Now, Jay Haney is coming in. He is going to join the 4 horsemen, and that'll make it 5. Buddy, that'll be a 5-on-5 right there, and I think that is what we call a race. Haney now goes low, going to be looking for that whip effect. Olsen has got to get in that gap right there, or Haney's going to do it for him. Haney, closes that gap. He's going to keep pushing that bottom 4 long. And like that Highline's losing its momentum. They're going to have to regroup, Joe, but they're running out of time. TikTok, if you're going to do something, you got to do it better, and you got to do it now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got to see what kind of skill you got on display. What are you ready to put on the line?
Not the guy. No.
Oh,
no,
he's around.
This guy. Man, come on. Why? Why this guy? Who's this guy?
Oh, no.
I love this guy.
Jay Collins around. Unfortunate.
What happened? What happened?
Looks like he just snapped loose.
Yeah, just like he just kind of came down there and jumped down Haney a little bit. Kind of got a little bit loose there. That dirty air, that was what did it for him. 20 laps ago, dirty air story. We'll take a step away and get a word from our sponsors. We'll be back going all the way to the checkered flags on this one.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
everybody, welcome back to the Thursday Night Super Cup Series, the ISCA Super Cup Series specifically, and we're covering what is left of this 100-lap extravaganza here at Daytona International Speedway. Big Al, you excited for the rest of this race here? It's been a good one so far.
A good one, Joe, but right now I'm a little sus. Just that caution right there, man. Cautions breed cautions, and usually I just said during the commercial break they come in threes, so at least a pair. So I'm just kind of leery of that. Other than that, though, I'm super excited, man. I feel the big one. It's in our presence.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, there's definitely a disturbance in the force.
Let's see if your powers of divination will turn out to be true. As the lights are off on the pace car, we're going to get things going here very shortly. Coming back around, going through the front stretch here. Pace car is off. The restart zone will be any second now. And we've got it. We are green yet again here on the ISCA Super Cup Series, and we are going all the way.
Sean goes high right there as he saw that the 45 Bacon did not get the start that Sean was anticipating. Now these two collectively can come down low. Randy Drumheller, though, not going to let that happen. Kenny Paul's going to stick his nose in the fray, and Joe, guess what? We got ourselves a race.
Oh, it's already on. You're right.
Man, looking at the high line, looking at the bottom line, wow, what a cast of characters in both locations.
They are so close right now. These guys, Rennie Drumheller just said, nah, I'm going to make sure this bottom line stays strong. And he drove it straight through the intentions of the top line.
Well, you're going to have to do that, and you're going to have to make those cars mighty wide. That 43 is going to be that cornerstone. I mean, if he can keep the 7 at bay, that's what everybody is going to be counting on. Not yet going to be able to get it done. I'm watching the 29 because as soon as Sanchez gets an opportunity, I don't see him staying high. I don't see him staying faithful with the duo. He has a lot more opportunity. Oh, and he goes high. There you go. They tuck in. Not to pay that a little too. I think Sanchez should have made that move sooner.
Yeah. Well, he did make it though eventually, so power to him.
Yeah. By him allowing the 7 and the 45 to get down there, that's actually going to keep them in the game longer. Had he closed that distance there, I think that they would have been definitely shuffled to the rear of this thing. But right now, the 29 and the 88 are keeping those guys afloat.
Yeah, they're sort of acting as the safety net.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you don't want to leave the 88 out there by himself, but if they could find a situation by in which those two could actually get down, I think that's definitely what they're looking for. And that would definitely destroy any shot that the 7 and the 45 would have here. And there they go. They're coming down just like that. Oh.
Yep. Wow.
And then there's Fake Hope. You got to love Fake Hope. Keep Fake Hope alive.
Oh, Fake Hope. Not that it is a real thing, but it can be just as fulfilling sometimes.
False motivation is motivation, right? Fake Hope's hope. And then Sanchez goes high again. Stay low, Mark. Stay low. They're going to shuffle those guys to the back, but that's going to allow the 7 and the 45 to come right back up. And, unfortunately, the 29 and the 88 are not going to get anything on that high side except for
not at all. Yeah. It's not going to help them as they move back now. And there they go, back down to the bottom line as the 7 makes the move out with the 45 again, making big passes.
But the 29 needs to stay low. If he goes high, and the 29 and the 88 are going to go high again. And look, the 7, he drops down. He's going to jump back up, though, to get that 45 because he can't do it without the help of the 45. And right now, he's in a hornet's nest. The 43 kind of breaking that draft just a little bit. But Sean Signor definitely understanding that he is in not the best situation right now. And if the 45 falls any further back there, it's not going to be favorable for him at all. Now he goes high commit. He is trying to pull these guys up.
Can he get any takers?
Now he's got some help, and the 45 came in strong. That push right there was almost just what it took. Now that was a bump draft right there. That's what he did. He banged him.
Mm-hmm.
Now these guys are going to be at it. So right now, the funny thing is these two absolutely need the 29 in the 88 if they were to have any shot at pulling this thing in. I mean, this is that one time where you're talking about dance partners, right? I'm just amazed at the 29. But Mark Sanchez wants to win this thing. If Mark Sanchez did not want to win this thing more so than he cared about his allegiance in his alliance, he would already have gone down.
Yeah, that's true. He would have gone down to the bottom row and stayed there.
Absolutely.
Or even like taking a dive too.
That him and the 88 are still wanting to. They still have skin in this game.
Gotcha. You're right. You're absolutely right. They do. Movements here as the 7. There's a sizable gap formed between the 19 of who is that? Between Andrew Griesbaum and the person behind him, which is Clapper Newell. No, not quite. Sorry, folks. Just trying to get an eye on some of the racers here.
Hey, Collins.
It was the line between Haney and I think it was
Griesbaum.
Yeah, it might have been Griesbaum. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, these two right now. Oh, sideways. That's going to bring out the caution with 10 to go, and that's going to wreck a lot of cars. Going to have to unpack this one. But I know a couple will definitely be taking the trip behind the wall. The 88, check on that, guys. Make sure he's okay. The 43, might want to make sure he's okay. He was involved in that one pretty hard.
Ooh, oof! Look at that.
45.
Kenny's around.
A little bit too aggressive on the push.
Not pretty.
Yep, that's just racing right there. Nothing else you can do about it.
Yeah, not much you can do. Oh, man, what a slam. Just a left hook.
Well, Kenny doesn't have to worry about David wrecking the air behind him anymore.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's very true. I don't think anybody got. Looks like David Gervais did get meatballed from that.
Done. David's car already down on pit road.
Yeah, and that'll be it for that car.
Indeed.
We got 8 laps to go, or 9 laps to go here with NASCAR math.
That's 2 more cautions. Sorry. I lied. You said 9 laps, I say 2 cautions.
It's about my pick. Could be right. I'd say 1 more caution, but we'll see. Maybe I'm being the optimistic one.
Well, those might have a green-white checker attached to it. How about that?
I'll take it.
Oh, just watching this, man. This is gonna start to get interesting though, because it's not gonna be a fuel issue here. If anything, it's just gonna be a tire issue. Watching how many times these guys have stopped already tonight.
With this yellow, it does change the dynamic a little bit for the end of this race. Instead of, hey, I'm going to make it based on, purely the one tank. Now it's, hey, I'm getting set up to compete for this finish, and I'm getting lined up to compete for this finish. I'm not going to be walking away with it just as I'm out in the front. and they're going to be battling it out behind me. They're going to be battling it out right next to me.
Well, yeah, and you start to think too at this stage in the game, who's got what left? I mean, how many? I'm looking and I'm seeing that lead group right there. They've only pitted 3 times. All right, that's going to be Randy, Kenny, and Bacon. Then you get back to all of the 4s, and I think that means those guys might have another set of tires left, which.
Another set of tires. Wow, that would be really a good boon right about now.
10 laps to go. I don't think you're going to use them, though.
Don't think so? Why not?
Nobody's pitting after this one. I mean, honestly,
that's fair.
I think you got everything that you're going to have with you in the car beside you and in between your legs. That's what you finish the race with. If you ain't got it there, you just ain't going to have it now.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Up top and in between. That's where it's at.
As we get ready here.
Who wants to virtually live forever anyway, right? You gotta let it fly, man. I'm just saying there's 7 laps to go. You ain't gonna live forever. Put her in the wind. Kenny definitely can't like what he's left with. I mean, they came here with a pretty stacked deck. I mean, it was theirs to win or lose, but unfortunately now they kind of balanced their own scales, which thus is going to leave it for anybody's race to be now.
And we've got a couple other teams on the field, right?
Yeah. We got a couple teams down there.
Yeah, so it could be anyone's game still.
Yeah. You got to put them to bed early. You got the Raptor guys down there. You still got 2 straight Arrow guys. I mean, and all these guys feel just as capable as anybody else. So, I mean, Jay Haney and Randy Drumhill are they're racing together. They're just trying to get to each other. And if they could sway maybe a grease bomb to kind of roll with them, that's 3. You're hoping the G&G guys, you got 24, 29, and a 43. If they could get together, that's 3.
That would be nice. Here it is. Lap 94. Light is off. We are getting ready to get going here. Coming around through 3 and 4, looking for that restart zone, looking to ditch that pace car. Look at those stands. Listen to that crowd. And here we go. The Buttkicker 250 is green yet again.
Randy getting a solid launch right there and dragging Bacon behind him. And Sean's going to follow suit. That's the 3 that they need. That's the 3 that they got. Kenny's definitely going to have to do something. Does he go down or does he stay high? They're going to need Paul to come high if they're going to have any shot at this whatsoever. And the 45 and the 7 go high. That answers that question, leaving Randy by himself on the bottom. The 24 and the 29 got left behind at 43. Now he's going to come up and try to push the 44. 2 little too late. 3 up high. They're going to need at least 1 more to go with them to make it 4.
Can they do it? Can he do it? The 44 of Drumhiller holding on to that spot. There goes Haney and Collins cycling back a little bit. Back he goes to the end of the line there.
Yeah, Collins coming up short again. 5 laps to go. Powell ditches. Collins leaves him high. Come back. He's looking for a new partner. Haney lays in wait. Powell's not hauling freight. He's still waiting as well. That break's going to be about at the 43 position. Randy Drumhiller. Drumhiller's going to pull high. I think that's where you're going to see your breakout going to be. 5 laps to go. He's going in 3. Kenny Powell. He's not wasting any time. Sanchez rolls with. If they don't get at least 1 more car up high to help them, that might be a little for naught. For naught.
All for naught.
Not going to be able to quite get the run on Jay, but there comes that 46 car. He's not going to help. They just got stuck by a pair of Jacks.
4 laps to go. Bacon Zelenka leading tonight's race. Sean Signori in second. Randy Drumhiller in third as we're rounding things out, getting ready for the 3-lap to go situation here at Daytona International Speedway. Folks, thanks for watching and joining us for this race if you were here for the whole time. If not, remember you can catch the whole thing video on demand on our YouTube channel here for the ISCA. So be sure to check and take a look. Type in ISCA Racing, and you can find us just about all over YouTube or anywhere that your finest iRacing videos are sold. I was going to say, but are offered. There you go.
Actually, another negligent call, which is going to put him out of the call. He is no longer in the position to break a play. 45-7, just got to keep doing what they're doing right now. Joe, at 3 laps ago, somebody's going to have to take advantage of the run. The run's coming in 2. There's Paul. He gives a shove to the 44. The front 2 do everything they can to keep these guys at bay. Kenny Powell now, he's on his way. He's got Sanchez. Going to be looking for Olsen. Still looking for Olsen. Olsen's feeling the call. He's just not yet quite committed.
Let's see it.
Ryan's trying to stop the run altogether.
He's trying.
Here comes Powell. Just waiting on now the 43 to pop up high. These guys are running out of time with 2 to go. If they're going to do anything, Joe, this is where it's got to be. Maybe even a 44. You think maybe you can get Randy to kind of jump ship and come high?
Ooh, maybe.
If he does, that'll definitely stall the momentum of the 45 and the 7. Ooh, Jay goes low. He's below that double yellow. He's below that double yellow.
That's an amazing phrase.
Here we go, though. 1 to go. This is the time right here. If the 44 and the 43 don't jump out of line, the 43 goes high. He loses everything. Gonna need some help to go with him. Nobody does. The 44 stays in line. Now Olsen gets left behind. There's
the white flag.
Running out of opportunities to make this one shine, Joe.
Yeah, I'll say the white flag is out. Bacon Zelenka is leading things out here with Sean Signori in second. Randy Drumhiller holding on to third here. Hey, here comes a move here from Sean Signori. He's trying to make the move at the line. Can he make it? There's a little push from the back from Drumhiller. He's trying to take second. He's got it by a nose. He's got second just by a nose here.
That's it. She's done.
That's it. Wow, I blinked and I missed the line by a second, but Sean Signori holds on to second. I think we'll have to take a look at the results, but I think Randy Drumhiller might have gotten second by just a nose.
I think Randy came in third. That's what I'm
third.
Officially,
very tough there. Why don't you break it down for us, Big Al?
Bacon Zelenka brings it home as your winner. Sean Signori coming home in second. Randy Drumhiller rounds out the top 3. Andrew Grisbaum comes home in 4th with Jay Collins in 5th. Paul Olsen 6th. Kenny Powell and Mark Sanchez 7th and 8th. Jay Haney and David Gervais round out the top 10. And that's going to put Greg Wachinski. I'm sorry, that's about Derek Jacobs, Jeremy Clapper, and Greg Wachinski rounding out this 13-car field. We're watching the 45 burn it down now here at the line at the Daytona Center of Excellence. Thank you guys for sticking in here with us. It has been a long one, but definitely indeed a celebration is needed. And the 45 car is doing just that. Good to see you, Bacon. You deserve it.
Well, we were talking to Bacon earlier. Looks like we're talking to Bacon again. We got Bacon, Sean, and Randy, who we're going to be talking to here in a little bit. But first, I think we're going to take a short break after we watch this burn down here. This is not a bad one. I love the steep banking at Daytona leads to this situation right here where you get stuck. I love it. Never gets old. Never gets old. All right, folks. We will be back in just a little bit. Hey folks, welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series post-race show. It's me, Jolo, with Big Al and Kobe, and we are putting together a few of the racers who raced in tonight's race to talk to them about how that went. And the person we're going to start with is Mr. Randy Drumhiller. Randy, how are you doing tonight after that one? Congratulations on your third place finish.
Oh, I'm doing great, thanks, Jolo. And really enjoyed it tonight. We had a good car and some good racing.
Yeah, you really were able to keep things on the track tonight. There were some crazy moments in there. You didn't you thankfully didn't get too wrapped up in any of the big ones, but you managed to hold out here tonight. What was your biggest challenge in tonight's race?
Well, at the end, it was pretty much having any teammates. Jay had trouble early on, and I lost him for any help, so not knowing who to go with or who was going with anybody. When Sean kind of went low on Bacon there in the last lap, I thought I was a little surprised he went away from his teammates, so I dove low and tried to get on the inside, but that was it, just trying to have some help at places.
Very good. And I'm going to ask this question to just about everybody, but how did things feel out there with the new tire package? Was it like driving a different car?
A little bit it was. We had really great tire wear altogether. I didn't change tires on the first stop, and then changed at lap 36, and I think I kept the same tires after that.
Okay, not bad. Okay, that's a pretty good recommendation for the tire package. I've been hearing mixed things. I've been hearing people say that it's been really terrible, and then I've been seeing people drive some pretty incredible drives out there tonight. You were definitely one of them. Is there anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance tonight?
Well, just the guys at Team Conti had another great setup this week, and my family that lets me have the time to do this. And you guys for running a great broadcast, and Kenny for running a great league.
Oh, man, it's so fun. Thank you very much, Randy. We really appreciate it. Everybody, Randy Drumhiller, your third place finisher. And Randy, we hopefully will talk to you on Victory Lane next week.
Thanks, guys.
And with that, folks, I am going to pass the microphone back over to my man, Big Al, who is going to be talking here in just a few moments with Sean Signori, who is your silver medalist. Take it away, Big Al.
Hey, Sean, Big Al up in the booth. You got me.
Yes, I do. How you guys doing?
Hey, man, doing pretty good. Congratulations for you bringing this thing home in P2. Thought you had a pretty good shot at going P1 there, but it just wasn't in the cards for you. First question I got for you, though, man, just seeing you two seemed like you were at a little bit of a disadvantage there, just the 45 and the 7. Seemed like it was working better there in packs to 3 or greater. Do you think that actually hamstrung you guys and kept you from performing a little bit better through the race, and how did that impact your strategy?
It was just kind of weird throughout the race because Bacon doesn't have too much experience pushing. So I felt like we were stronger if I was pushing him. And I felt like we actually had pretty good cars. When we were up front, it was really hard for the outside line to get to us. And, you know, I was actually pretty confident in our speed throughout most of the race.
Yeah, definitely. And coming on the heels of this new tire model, this is the first time we've kind of ran a super speedway with it. Could you tell any significant impacts, especially over the long run, or is it just kind of business as usual with you?
It was pretty much business as usual. The left sides would wear more than the right, so I think I took, you know, 2 sides of 2 tires twice tonight, and that was it.
Oh man, so you really can't say that it was more detrimental there, which is awesome because we kind of heard that it was playing havoc a little bit. Just in, you know, it wasn't the usual Daytona where you just kind of run and not be affected. So
it seemed like a couple of the guys were loose and a couple of guys were struggling when they were out in front, and it seemed like some of the other cars were sliding around much more than we were. So I really didn't feel any of that tonight though myself.
Awesome, man. You definitely did put up a good run here. Who you shouting out tonight here for your second place finish?
I'm gonna shout out Bacon, man. He stuck with me all night. I told him if he did it, we'd come home 1-2, and we sure as hell did. So I'm happy he stuck with me, and we're able to finish second yet again, as you know. So pretty good run tonight. I'm happy with it. Go to Daytona,
definitely.
finish second, and beat all these guys. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. Solid performance for both of you guys tonight. You got to love it, man. Well, I tell you what, thank you for your time and good luck to you, man. As I always say, don't party too hard.
Always. You guys have a good night.
All righty, Big Al, thank you for covering that interview. And now we're going to get a word in again with Bacon Zelenka, our first place gold medal finisher for tonight's race. Hey there, Bacon. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hey, congratulations on that gold medal. How you feeling after that race?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Watching you go around, you managed to just stay out there in the front, avoid obviously the big ones. What were you thinking when that yellow hit though, with the last couple of laps there? Were you worried at all? Did you feel any sweat there, or were you feeling pretty confident?
Well, I did wreck my teammates. That wasn't going too well.
That's true.
Good after I found out he was going to get all his damage fixed, and somehow we actually came out ahead of where we were before the wreck, and on the bottom, so it kind of helped us a lot.
Yeah, that did balance itself out in the end. I was asking earlier about some of the challenges during the night's race, but was there any one in specific, any other driver specifically that gave you any trouble tonight? Besides, obviously, your own teammate?
Well, myself, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on a roll. I didn't realize how unstable these cars got with the crossover at speeds like this from road course racing. You go over 150 and every car is just planted. You can go anywhere you want. It's really hard to spin. You can bump drive anyway, and it's not going to be an issue. And it's definitely an issue in these cars.
Yeah, bit of a different beast. We've had people had good and bad experiences with the tire package so far. Have you noticed any difference coming from road? Have you noticed any difference with this new tire package? How does it feel?
Well, actually, one thing that's really interesting from the road course tires to the old tires, every old tire I've driven on is better than every road course tire we have. They all drive better. They all have better sidewall flex. They all feel a lot closer to at least the real life road cars I've driven. And I think iRacing has really got it down now with this newer tire model and the way the car moves around and how much it wears. I really like it.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance tonight, my man?
Well, I think my parents let me do it. I got to thank Vinny for putting the team together. I have to thank Sean for using his OnlyFans to support the setups. Of course, I got to thank everyone else for the broadcast. We were keeping it fun.
I love it. I love it. Hey, thanks, Bacon. It's good to talk to you again, my friend, and we hope to see you here on Victory Lane again very soon.
I don't know if it'll be that soon, but all right.
All right, Bacon Zelenka, first place finisher here at Daytona, folks. That is going to wrap things up for our broadcast here from the ISCA. Big Al, how you feeling?
I'm feeling like we're leaving Daytona. It was a good race. It's been a long week, and man, shut the lights off and let's go to the house.
All right, let's do that. Hey, folks, take a look at the screen. You'll see some information. Thanks to Kenny for keeping the lights on. Thanks to Kobe for pushing the buttons, pulling the levers, and making it all go through the pipes to you. Make sure to check out ISCARacing.com. That'll be on the screen as well for some more information about the ISCA and for what you can do to get involved. Remember, there's always room to join. There's more than enough room to watch, so be sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit that bell, and stay in touch with us in terms of what we've got going on with the ISCA. Thank you to the person I saw who did send a chat message. I sent a chat message back to them. But once again, it was ISCARacing.com, twitch.tv, ISC Racing on YouTube, Facebook. It's all over the place. And then in a second, you will see where we're heading next week. Darlington, too tough to tame. Going to be a good time, folks, so stick around. We'll see you next Thursday. Coming live. And once again from Daytona, it's been Jolo, Big Al, and Kobe. We'll see you next time. Take care.
I found the ISCA after I'd been in the service for a long time. I'd been in iRacing for well over a decade and spent most of my time in NASCAR series, a lot of fixed racing for the most part. And really just got to a point in my iRacing career where I really wanted to get involved in open setup racing versus fixed, partially because I was just looking for a little higher level of competition, maybe a little cleaner driving and maybe get away from some of the challenges that go along with fixed racing on the service. And it took me a while as I was really searching out leagues because I kind of had a very specific thing I was looking for. A, I wanted to be an established league. B, I just really wanted clean, quality drivers to be racing around. And once I found the ISCA, I found out really quick that it was going to check all those boxes, and I've been